they started making hand sanitizer, and the first time I used it, I was like, oh wow, I just felt like I put vodka on my hands. So I wonder if it's the same kind of hand sanitizer, but it's a little more pricey. There's your pug.
He's causing trouble. He is.
The pug has had some coconut water.
He's looking for trouble.
The pug has had some coconut water and seems to be
beans.
Full of beans.
Who used to say that?
Full
Your
of
mom?
beans.
Did your mom
I
used to
don't
say
think
that? Full of
Nana-
beans?
I do not think Nana
Maybe
used
my
to say
grandma.
that.
Maybe that was my grandma.
So I wonder if people have really struggled with that, with hand sanitizer
Oh.
being.
Did you see what I posted the other day?
No, on where?
Maybe Instagram.
On Pinterest?
No, I don't have Pinterest.
Why not? Are those recipes?
There's so many.
You should look into that.
Pinterest basically takes Google
Pinterest is.
searches and puts it into another app, and I just Google search things. I posted a thing from Dr. Seuss, "Oh, the Places You'll Go,"
Hey.
and it says unslumping yourself is not easily done. Today is called Surviving Slumps.
Oh my goodness. The places you'll go.
Buddy, you need to settle down. Come here. Come here.
Okay, let's just do it.
A slump. Do you know what a slump is?
A slump.
Do you ever feel like you're in a slump?
Yeah. Like the Chicken Little, the sky is falling in. Impending doom. Is that a slump?
Yeah. Sluggish, unfocused, and sometimes overwhelmed with feelings that we can't sort out. We may not understand what is going on with us. Even our attempts to practice recovery behaviors may not appear to work. We still don't feel emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as good as we would like. In a slump, we may find ourselves reverting instinctively to old patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving, even when we know better. We may find ourselves obsessing, even when we know that what we're doing is obsessing and it doesn't work. We may find ourselves looking frantically for other people to make us feel better, the whole time knowing our happiness and well-being does not lay with others. We may begin to take things personally that are not our issues, and reacting in ways we've learned all too well do not work. We're in a slump. It won't last forever. The periods are normal, even necessary. These are the days to get through. These are the days to focus on recovery behaviors, whether or not the rewards occur immediately. These are sometimes the days to let ourselves be and love ourselves as much as we can. We don't have to be ashamed, no matter how long we've been recovering. We don't have to unreasonably expect more from ourselves. We don't ever have to expect ourselves to live life perfectly. Get through the slump. It will end. Sometimes a slump can go on for days, and then in the course of an hour, we see ourselves pull out of it and feel better. Sometimes it can last a little longer. Practice one recovery behavior in one small area and begin to climb uphill. Soon the slump will disappear. We can never judge where we will be tomorrow by where we are today. Today I will focus on practicing one recovery behavior on one of my issues, trusting that this practice will move me forward. I will remember that acceptance, gratitude, and detachment are a good place to begin. What would be one recovery behavior that you can think of to practice?
I think the main one, or a couple, I can think of a few main ones, but one of the ones that we practice in, especially any part of recovery, is, I guess we would refer to step 10, where we take personal daily inventory. And so if you get the language within your head, what are the 4 things that we watch out for?
Fear, dishonesty, selfishness, and resentment.
Resentment, yeah. And so when those pop up, what do we do? Tell somebody and tell God and ask God to remove them. Yeah. And so then I'm focused on that. And so then I don't think I would hate to be in a slump or impending doom for 2 days. Like, I can't really afford that personally. So I think putting these tools in, and when I start having fears, most of mine's fears on a bigger, more not individually, not directed at individuals, but more of.
Hello?
We got phone calls coming. More on what's the word I'm looking for? more conceptual, like on a concept of, not getting this met, or being left out of, or more of the fear-based stuff. And I guess I could let those turn into resentment, but try to get rid of fear first. And how about yourself?
A recovery behavior?
Yeah.
Service to others.
What does that look like?
Thinking about somebody else instead of myself. Well, right now, it looks like, because we're bubbled, it looks like, how can I be of service to my friend who's pregnant and tired and cranky and emotional and...
Well, I hope she's
no. She's not. She's super pregnant and has little kids, and like her life is very different than mine, and so I often, like, that's often where I go, and then I shouldn't say often, but that gets me out of like my own head to just, and it feels like a selfish thing, because I'm like, I get to play with these cute little kids. Oh my goodness.
And
War is breaking out. War.
I think fellowship is a big deal for me, is even meeting with somebody on a regular basis and talking about our common problem and solution, and just talking about recovery. Like, I know that brings me out of a slump, especially COVID-y. It's like I can be isolated into and become very inward, and become unhealthy in my introvertness, and become very self-focused. So I know, like, even the other night we got out and we were talking about recovery, and it's like, oh man, I felt so much better after that.
And even like, I think the language of recovery, like, initially people don't feel like they can identify with it, but when you start talking about like the obsession of the mind and like different things, then anybody can relate to that. Like, anybody can, ow, stop it. Okay, this dog. So how many days? No. How many days of antibiotics does he have left?
I don't know. A week? Yeah. But he's feeling much better, obviously.
No biting. Yeah, so I think when you start talking about like the obsession of the mind, or anxiety, or looking for ease and comfort, feeling like restless, irritable, discontent, I think a lot of people can identify with that. And that there's these practices of thinking of others first, and the daily, like, an inventory, like looking at me and thinking, like, what am I feeling? Am I feeling fear, resentment? Have I been dishonest?
And then, like, giving it to God, and then focusing on something else. I think one of the biggest ones that people really don't understand is referring back to step one. Everything should refer back to step one. Things aren't linear, they're circular. And so if I'm in this behavior, that means I need to focus on, like, well, if I keep doing this, or if I keep holding on to this, or if I keep in this slump, then step one would say that my life would become unmanageable and I'm powerless, because this behavior will cause me to drink at some point. I might be a little farther away from the guy that's 6 months sober, but I'm not that far away. So if I can't refer back to step one with everything I do, whether it's a specific relationship, whether it's a work habit, whether it's, just not getting out of bed and taking care of myself, if I can't refer back to step one, then I think that, to me, is the bedrock, the foundation, the anchor of me not being in slumps. Because I can just go, a simple thing is, I can't afford to be caught in resentment, and I have to take care of this. Slumps. Oh, the places you'll go.
I love that book.
By Dr. Seuss.
The Waiting Place.
Is it called The Waiting Place?
No, it's called All the Places You'll Go, but I just can picture the page that says The Waiting Place. I feel like I'm in the waiting place. And it's like all these trains that come and go. And you're just waiting.
The other thing about the slump and the disease of addiction, it's no different than heart disease, diabetes. those things that here's your solution, now you have to apply it. So we actually have to take care of our disease and keep it in remission. That's our responsibility. Daily. All right. Have a great Friday. Ooh, do we have our contest? Do we always have our contest for Fun Day Monday?
I don't know. The rules are fluid, apparently.
Engage into morning meditations with a like, a heart, a comment, or a share, or join our YouTube page, Ashes to Ruby's YouTube. Any of those things will get you into a hat, into a draw, and we will see you later.
You like to pick a name every Monday morning.
I like to pick a name. Fun Day Monday.
A T-shirt.
Give away a T-shirt, tank top,
a hat, or a six-pack of kombucha.
Yeah. All right.
It's Canada Day next week. Did you know that?
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know what that means.
June is over.
Like, we can't even do anything. What are we gonna do?
Is there gonna
be fireworks? Like, there's not even gonna be any fireworks.
You know who's
is there gonna be fireworks?
You know who's gonna make a killing? You know those
who's gonna make a killing?
Rogue, gypsy like firework people that come in with a tractor trailer on the side of the road or.
But how do we find out where all the people are?
Those guys
are
gonna make
fireworks.
We have a park in our backyard. I think it's gonna be lit up.
Is that legal? Can we just do fireworks?
I think we should just start lighting, and then if somebody comes and says you shouldn't do that, then we
can do fireworks.
If they have a badge, we could do fireworks. We could do all things.
Would you do fireworks for us?
I don't know.
Oh, can you think about it? I love fireworks.
I'm more interested in celebrating Canada Day by doing what we usually do, is going downtown and eating at a restaurant.
I know.
Of our
and walking around with all the people.
Walking around going like, oh man, there's so many people here. I'm so anxious. Let's go home. And then by 8 o'clock we're home. And then we will.
I convince you to stay.
Anyway, happy Canada